What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be once again talking about work. Okay? And the question today is, working in America or whatever country you're in, is the juice worth the squeeze anymore? Okay? Is the juice worth the squeeze anymore? I don't think I have ever seen a time in the 40 plus years I've been on this planet where so many people were complaining about work. So many people are just over the 9-to-5 grind. And it's not just the normal, usual, people don't like to work. There's always somebody who's gonna be like, of course people don't like it, it's work. That's why they call it work. There's always that, but no, it's more than that, okay? It is more than that. Just seeing so many people just like over it. And it's all age groups. You know, people just starting out over it. People been working 20 years over it. People have been working, people have been working 35 years, almost about to retire. They over it. They don't know if they can make that last 5 years. They don't know. And I really think it is because work just isn't what it used to be. You know, there used to be this ideal that if you worked and you worked hard, you were taken care of. Okay, you could earn decent money. When you retired, there was like a pension, you had a good retirement. Companies kind of cared about their employees, or at least pretended to. Now it just seems like we're in a place where like wages, and this is stuff we all know. This isn't, conspiracy theory. Wages have not gone up in how many years? Minimum wage, if it had been adjusted for a cost of living, would be so much higher. It'd be like 20 something, $30 an hour, something crazy like that. Wages aren't going up. Wages are not going up. Companies don't care. This is just the truth. I wish they did. Some still do. But as a whole, companies just don't care. You're just a number. You show up. They pay you as little as they can possibly pay you, and then they're done with you. Right? There's no pensions no more. There's 401ks, but like, what is that? I could take that money and invest it myself. You know what I mean? Like, if there's a good match with your 401k, okay. But most companies don't have that. Companies just don't care. Not making any money. There's no reward when your working days are over. It's just kind of like, what's the point? And the really bad thing about it is, like, if that was just it, okay? If work sucked and that was just it, okay. The really crazy part, and the part why I think people are just like starting to give up, is that you put up with all that and then you still can't make it. This is what people are saying. Okay? If I had to deal with a crappy boss and a company that doesn't care and not really a lot of pension and my wages aren't that good, but I could go home to a nice house and some decent cars, and we always you could eat good food, and there was like money in the kids' college fund, and I was able to save for retirement on my own. Like, if people could make it, or if people were comfortable, I think people might be putting up, or more inclined to put up with the 9-to-5 grind. It's just like, okay, this is the price I have to pay to like live this cool life. The problem is now people aren't making it. People are putting up with all this crap at work, and then they're coming home and struggling. They're having to decide between like paying the light bill and getting groceries. You know what I mean? People just like got these cars are so expensive now. I don't know how people have cars. I don't have a car. I don't know how people have cars. Cars are too expensive now. Rent keeps going up. It's like I'm putting up with all this crap, and then I get home and then I'm struggling. It's like the before they dangled the carrot. Now the rope is still there, but there ain't no carrot on the end of it, right? They used to dangle the carrot of like success and opportunity and all this stuff. Now the rope's still there, ain't no carrot on the end of it. And I think that's why more and more people, all ages, all backgrounds, men, women, everybody's just like, what's the point? I'm at work all day, it sucks, I hate it. I come home and I'm stressed and I'm anxious because I'm not making enough money at this job I hate to pay my bills, to live my life. What's the point? And I think that's why more and more people are starting to be like, hey, if I'm gonna have to struggle and I'm gonna be stressed out all day, I'll just sit at the house, right? If I'm gonna be broke, why am I gonna go to work 50, 60 hours a week and be broke when I can just sit at the house and be broke? You know what I mean? I think more and more people are coming to that thought process. A lot of people who never thought they would be thinking like that, I think are starting to think like that because it's not worth it. At least if I'm sitting at the house, if a new opportunity comes up, I'm free and available to take it. Now people are like, I'd love to find another job, but I'm always at work. They got me working this mandatory overtime and all this other craziness. By the time I get off work, I'm too tired to look for another job. People like, I can just quit and just be sitting at the house. If a new opportunity comes up, I'm already there I'll be the first one at the interview, first one applying. Maybe, sitting at the house, it'll finally give me a chance to like free my mind so I can figure out how to start a business, do something else. Not to mention, you're sitting at the house, a lot of times you can collect a check, right? Apply for government aid, get a check. So I just think more and more people are just like, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. It's not doing anything for me. It's not that people don't want to work, right? It's not like, I think we all want fulfilling work. We all like to get up. Shout out to them. They at work. They working hard. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Shout out to my paramedics, EMTs, doing a great job. It's not that we don't want to work. We all want fulfilling work. We all want to get up in the morning and do something that like justifies our existence, right? We don't mind working to pay our bills. We don't mind working to take care of our families. We don't mind the 9 to 5. We mind the 9 to 5 grind, right? We mind having to go into like work for a soulless corporation that likes to tell you we're a family here and we have these certain values, and they're making it up. They don't. It's all about money. They don't care. I get more pissed off when you lie. I get more pissed off, and it just makes me just not like a company when you lie. If I showed up at orientation and they were like, hey, here we are all about profits, right? And if you help us make profits, we got you. We won't know your name. You'll still be a number, a cog in the wheel, but we got you. You help us make money, you might get a promotion. There won't be much of a raise with that promotion, but like, hey, this is who we are. But instead, you go to these orientations, and it's all this corporate speak, and we're a family and team values and all this craziness, and they don't care. That just really annoys me. Just be honest with me. But I just think more and more people are just like, why? Why? Would it be so hard for companies to start caring again? Like, is profits that important? Like how much profit do you need? Eventually, aren't you getting to the point where like you drive all the good people away? So doesn't that decrease profits? Now, I know some people will be like, well, that's why they're bringing in AI. We're not going, that'll be another video. But I mean, if we're being honest, I think a lot of people are looking at that too. And they're like, I might as well quit my job because they're about to fire me anyway. You know what I mean? A lot of people is like, why am I going to stay on for another 6 months, another year? I hate this job when they're going to bring the robots in or bring the computers in and fire me anyway. Why not just leave now? I just think so many people who before would, and I've seen this on the internet, a lot of people getting on there, especially my age group, and just be like, I've always worked. I like working. I pride myself on being a good worker. I just don't know no more. You know what I mean? It's just, if there is not a payout bigger than the money, and this is what I think corporations are going to learn. This is human nature. There has to be something bigger than the money, or like what people have to put up with. The money has to be enough. It has to balance. Right now, it's out of whack. It's out of balance. There needs to be more than just the money, because the money ain't moneying no more. You know what I mean? It used to be you could do whatever, you know? Like, I feel like even 5 years ago, you could do whatever to people. And since they could make it with the money, it was worth it. But now the money ain't moneying, and people just, and I think 2020, when so many people got to be at home for a while and they got to spend time with their loved ones, I think that really changed things. So many people's thinking changed, because like, if all people have ever done is gone to school and work their whole life, and they've never had more than like 2 weeks off or a year, you just get conditioned to live a certain way. They messed up in 2020. They let people sit at the house and they was paying them, right? So people was at the house chilling, good, eating good. I was ordering all kind of craziness off DoorDash. Your boy was up, right? So like they were just letting people sit at the house, experience like living. A lot of people hadn't really like experienced being able to enjoy your whole week, right? With your family, with your kids, by yourself, whatever. A lot of people never experienced that. Since they started going to kindergarten, you know what I mean? When was the last time people had months off? I think that changed a lot of people's thinking. They started being like, man, I like being in control of my life. I like being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So then you send people back to work, especially now that, a lot of the remote work's disappearing. You send people back to work because they have to justify these expensive leases on these office buildings downtown. You start sending people back to work and you start treating them even worse. You start being more about profits, more about money. And now people are really like, wait a second. No. This ain't what I want to be doing anyway. And you every year it's just getting crazier and crazier. You know what I mean? And that's the thing too, is like, if the juice is still worth the squeeze, if the average person still will stay employed and will take all the BS, when will it not be? Because the trend is towards jobs getting worse. The trend is not towards, these companies are starting to care. People are giving out massive raises. Pensions are back. No, the trend is the opposite direction. It is trending downward. So if now in 2024, about to be in 2025, the juice is still worth the squeeze, the majority of the people is like, hey, I get it, Tim, but I got bills to pay, so I'm gonna keep working. These kids gotta have diapers and shoes and all that. My wife needs a roof over her head, all that, When will it not be? If the trend is downward, that means that eventually, like if we're still kind of at balance or unbalanced enough that people will still take it, how much longer before the juice ain't worth the squeeze? How much longer before it's just so out of whack, so out of balance that people are just not showing up? Because if something doesn't change, unless like the robots solve the problem, that's what's going to happen. People are just going to stop showing up. It's not going to be worth it. I can sit at home all day and struggle, or I can go into work, deal with y'all all day, and then come home and struggle. You know what I mean? People going to be like, I'll just sit at the house. I just won't show up. What is the point? So that's my question. When will that day come if it's not already here? And then I'm always curious, like, what will it look like then? That's kind of my thing. Like, if we all just started quitting, what would happen? Part of me thinks that like if everybody just quit, if you have a job you hate, if January 15th, 2025, anyone who had a job they hate just quit, what would happen? It seems like there would be a lot of positions opened up. And then if we all January 16th started applying for a job we really wanted, come February 15th, it seems like a lot of us would be in jobs we like, right? There might be a month of craziness, but I mean, that just makes sense. If everybody quit jobs they didn't like and only reapplied for jobs they really wanted, wouldn't we all have jobs we like then? But the companies still suck. So, but I don't know. Maybe that would be enough to shake the companies up. Wholesale mass quittings. Maybe that would be enough to shake companies up, and they'd be like, okay, we can't just keep treating these people like numbers. When they come back, we got to give them more money. We got to give them real raises, real promotions. We got to, give them more vacation time. Maybe that would shake them up. I don't know. That is just something I think about all the time, because people are always like, Tim, we can't all quit. That would ruin the economy. I'm like, well, maybe we need that, right? Because the economy right now is not set up to help the working woman, working man. That is so funny to me that us serfs will always defend like massa. we'll always defend the landowners, you know what I mean? The nobility. Us serfs down here working the fields will always defend the nobility. Like, as soon as you say, hey man, we should quit, we shouldn't take this, people are like, yeah, but that would mess the economy up. The economy don't care about you. The economy is not set up for you. The only part we play in the economy is at the bottom of the pyramid. Cogs in the wheels. Why are we so worried about the economy when like it's not set up to enrich us? It's not set up to give us financial freedom. Maybe we need the whole thing to collapse and be rebuilt with more equality. I don't know. These are just questions I have. This whole video is a question. How are you feeling about work? Have you quit recently? Are you almost to a point where you're gonna quit? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. I'm Tim. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.